how is Beyond Pink doing circa 2023?
Bad. Really bad.
We're like coming back from the dead, you know. It's been a couple of like really slow years, right?
Yeah, we
Not so
played
much
very
shows.
few shows in the last
Couple of years.
8 years. Yeah.
And then, you know, COVID hit and everything was just, well, nothing happened.
And we've been around the whole time. Like sometimes we'll be like, yeah, let's start practicing again. And then we'll be like, yeah, let's do that. And then we practice for a couple of times and then we just forget about it.
Yeah.
What sparked the reunion or getting together or becoming more active?
Robert and Refuse Records doing
Exactly.
30-year anniversary. So we were like, okay, we gotta play.
Last time we played in Berlin was actually the 20th anniversary at Refuse, right?
Yeah.
So
10
it's
years
like 10
ago.
years ago we played here last time. Yeah.
Are things gonna, pick up or?
Yeah, I mean, we've been
Yeah.
writing new songs.
Yes.
So we're probably gonna eventually record the new songs.
Yes, and I mean, if we want to have shows, we can always get shows. I think it's just a matter of, us getting together and book interesting shows to get the motivation up for us to practice enough,
Against the Universe came out in 2015, so is there new music or have you...
Yeah, we wrote the record Against the Universe, and then the universe really turned against us. So after that, everything went to shit.
It's been a bumpy road since then, yeah. A lot of setbacks. As I talked to an old friend that I met at the Köpi now, and we talked about it's been you take one step forward, two steps back. So the couple of last years has been like that. But we have new songs, and I mean, I think we could, if we get organized, we could definitely.
We have very mixed work hours. Most people in the band, except me, have kids, and everyone has different side projects and lots of stuff they do. Lots of bands, lots of
other creative
things.
projects and stuff like that, yeah.
How much material do you have at the moment and kind of which stage is it all?
We have 4 new songs, but we wrote more, but we
Or
forgot
5,
them.
or yeah.
we rehearsed them because we thought that we're going to record it and then we just forgot about it.
Very professional.
Yeah.
Yes. But we have new material, so we could do it.
We could write 10 songs in a day.
We just have to get our shit together, I think, and do it. Yeah.
It's not a question about us having trouble writing songs once we do meet. It's an easy process because it's we played together since 2002.
Yeah.
So we know each other well. So when we jam, it becomes songs easily. It's just the structure of getting everyone together in the rehearsal space at the same time.
Yes.
That's the issue.
Challenge, yeah.
The world has changed since 2015 in quite drastic ways and even more so from 2002. Has something changed in the way you write music?
Yeah, plenty of times over the years, I'd say. Because, when we started the band in 2002, none of us could really, play our instruments. We've all, played piano and violin and different other stuff, but none of us had played any...
But we were 18 years older.
Exactly,
yeah.
and we just wanted a band real bad, and it was important for us to, be a group of people who never had a band before, so that we could learn together. So from the beginning, we just wrote the songs that came to our mind when we started playing, I guess. And
but I think one thing that has never changed is that we have never had this strong opinion about how our band is supposed to sound. So we had been totally free when it comes to influences and creativity, and so that has really never changed. And that's why if you listen to our first songs and listen to our new songs, it's a big difference because we change and our influences change, and also technically,
Yeah,
when
like
you get
Ida
better.
and guys have gotten so skilled at guitar,
Yeah.
and we've never been like, oh, but this is not really beyond Pink material. This
Yeah.
should go for
And-
like another band. It's always been like, yeah, okay, you wrote that. That's cool. We're gonna play it.
Yeah.
And also, like, the main process is kind of the same. Like, someone brings, like, I have an idea for a song, someone brings it, and then others are like, yeah, then let's do this, let's add this. And
Exactly.
then we write a new song together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always a collaboration.
Well, where do you draw inspiration from nowadays?
I mean, from all kinds of music, you know, like what do you listen to? What music do you like? And sometimes you just, you know, I mean, sometimes Ida or whoever gets like an idea of a riff and we just go with it.
Yeah, I mean,
So that's the thing. We never had like any specific influences, but maybe like just everything we
yeah,
like.
and we don't try to sound like another band just because we like them. We just like get a riff into someone's head and then we just play it. It's just songs come from within.
Yeah.
No, it was the same thing as I said, and also gonna add that, like, we all listen to different kinds of bands. Like, some bands we listen to, everyone listens to the same bands, but we have very different kinds of music styles, I think, like, which we prefer to listen to. Like, so that's also why we're not like, yeah, I want to play and sound like this band, specifically like this band.
Well, we are not going to get political here, but like, what are the topics and issues that are on your mind in 2023? As you said, there's some songs that are already somewhat ready.
I mean, lyric-wise?
Oh my God. I mean, listen, we played since like 2002. So I think we pretty much covered like all the political issues you can ever imagine. But, you know, I think it's just, as we said, with the music styles, the same goes with the lyrics. It can be like anything from, you know, politics, like women's rights or whatever, to some personal issues. Like we had love songs, we had like songs about sex, songs about kids, songs about, you know, soda.
Songs about wanting to be more like a Neanderthal.
Exactly.
Like the ignorance is bliss.
Songs about shitty things you watch on TV. Back in the days when you couldn't have like Netflix and just choose, you know, you just have to watch whatever shows came on.
And you were waiting for South Park.
Exactly. And we're like, why can't we just see South Park all the time? So, I mean, it's just like, if you read our lyrics, I think you can find like anything and pretty much everything there.
We've been talking about the 2002 quite much, so I'm just a sucker for nostalgia, so we just have to go there. So what are like the first things that come to mind when you think about those times, or the best memories? And
I mean, from early on with our band, my best memory is definitely how we got our first show, because I was still living in my parents' home. I didn't have a cell phone, and this guy from Malma, Punk Art Riot, like a DIY show group, called to my parents' home asking for me, and I came to the phone and he was like, "Hi, my name is Chris and I heard you have a band, so do you want to come play?" And I was like, "What? How do you know we have a band? We hardly have any songs.
We had like 3 songs.
Yeah, and I was like, we don't know how to play our instruments yet. And he was like, "Yeah, but so do you want to come play a show?" And I was like, I guess so. I'm gonna ask the others. And then we decided, what if we never get a show again? What if this is our one chance? We have to take it. Yeah. So we decided, like, okay, we're just gonna rehearse every day for 2 weeks, and we're gonna do the show.
Yeah.
how was the show?
Yeah, it was. We probably sucked, but the show was great.
Yeah. I don't remember the show. Which
At that basement.
Yeah, I remember the basement, but like who did we play with?
That I don't remember.
Yeah, okay.
No.
Any other memories?
Oh yeah, we played with Consume and Boxed In and
Boxed
Inoxia
In.
Corpora.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the poster. I just realized.
Yeah,
I do know.
I actually didn't play in the band back then. I started like a couple months afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Because I played with you during the fall, I think.
Yeah.
And during our first shows together, I didn't know all of the songs, so I just came along and played on like 3 songs I have learned, and just sat on the stage like a stage potato. So looking back, that was kind of weird, but it was kind of like I knew some of the members from the band from before. Like I knew Patricia a lot, and I had met Tiana a couple of times and Ida a couple of times as well. But it was like really, really supportive. Like they were like, yeah, this is really, really good. You should definitely join us. It doesn't matter if you only know 3 songs. You should definitely be with us.
Yeah, it was very like fuck the rules. Like we don't care. We have a band member who just joined and just know a few songs, so she will play on those songs and not the others.
Yeah.
So
We're very welcomed.
I also think we got like a lot of attention in the beginning because we were like an all-girl band, you know. So in the beginning there was a lot of those kind of shows, like you know, separatistic, only female shows, and we got a lot of support from that part of the punk scene, you know. But then I think like after a couple of years we started to feel like, well, we're only welcome because we're like women. They don't actually
really like our
appreciate the
music.
punk music because it could be like all kinds of weird shows, not even like punk related. We went to Norway a lot because there was this woman who, this performance artist. She had, you know, when she hanged herself in hooks in the skin, and invited us, and we were like, okay, that's cool. But then when you do that time after time, you're like, but wait a minute, we're actually like a punk band.
We want to play with other punk
yeah.
and hardcore bands. Like we don't want to play these freak shows only. So after a while, we felt like, nah, this is not for us.
Yeah.
We would just want to play shows where there will be mosh. Because sometimes at those separatistic shows, it felt like they only invited us to come play because we were girls. And they only supported us because we were girls. And they didn't want to mosh. They didn't want to, like, go hard.
Or
They
even
were
listen to the music.
No, exactly. They were just waiting for us to play so that they could have like a disco and like hit on each other afterwards.
Even at one of those shows, one of the organizers sort of, you know, like got angry with us because we played too loud. She wanted us to like turn the music down because she was like, no, it was the sound technician. It was like, I can't stand this noise. I can't stand this noise. And we're like, but what the fuck? Why are you inviting us?
Louder.
So it was a bit bizarre, you know, like it was a very supportive scene, but then in the end we felt like total aliens there, you know.
Yeah, so then we actually, for many years, like we started touring in 2009, and we toured a lot from 2009 till 2015. And during those years, we also in the beginning would often get put together to play with other bands that had girls in them, and we found that that was unnecessary for us. We just wanted to play with like the local punk and hardcore bands that would bring the biggest crowd and make the most fun show. So after a while I started writing that, like when we booked shows, I like explicitly told the promoters, like, we don't care about the genders of the other bands. We just want to play with like the most fun local,
just normal punk and hardcore bands, you know.
Like we just want a fun show. Like that's all we want, and that eventually got us turned into a normal band, I guess, that got booked for being a band. But it was a struggle.
I think like we decided that we would, when someone offered us a show, we would answer accordingly. Like if it was a show we thought they had that they offered us because we were girls, we would answer them accordingly and tell them that we only wanted to do shows which, if they booked us, because we play punk hardcore and not because of our gender. And I think that was like kind of a turning point, because we have had those thoughts for a while and we had talked about it, but to really do it and to answer people that felt kind of terrifying at first, I think.
Yeah, and to turn down shows at all felt rude.
Yeah, it
but
did.
felt necessary, because also sometimes it would be the opposite, that they would be like, oh, we would really want to book you because we only have guys on the lineup, so we really need a band with girls. And then I would be like, yeah, sorry, if that's your only reason for wanting to book us, we don't want to come play.
No, I would just like because it's also. I mean, we're all feminists, you know, so it's not that was the issue, but just, you know, the thing that you're not appreciated for the music. You're just, you know, like an alibi, you know what I mean? You're just there for representation, and that's a bit boring after a long time. Yeah.
We just want to party.
No, but yeah, I mean, we just want to play, you know, normal punk shows and hardcore shows. So yeah.
As you said, you were quite active from 2009 until Against the Universe. So what kind of happened when things started slowing down, now that you have a bit of hindsight?
People started almost dying and having kids.
Yeah. That's
Repeatedly.
that sums it up.
Almost dying and having kids over and over again.
Yes.
So that's what's been happening.
Yeah.
And here we are.
And now we survived and we're back from the dead, you know?
Yeah.
Amazing. Let's talk about the scenes a bit. From your point of view, how has the Malmö underground music scene bounced back after the pandemic?
I mean, good in one way, because after the pandemic, we have this like huge turnout of young kids coming to shows. It's like a lot of teens, and they're moshing hard, and they're crazy motherfuckers. So that's nice, but we are lacking venues. So like, I put up shows sometimes, and like last year I did like 3 or 4 shows, and every time I had to find a new venue, because as soon as you found like a pub where you can do shows, that pub gets like shut down, or the rent gets raised and they can't keep the place, or you find like an underground, like just like a basement or garage, or then the landlord threatens to throw people out so they can't have shows anymore, and it's like just over and over a struggle with venues. But apart from that, the Malmö scene is great because it's a really mixed scene. Like some cities in Sweden have really like separated, like there's the straight edge scene, and there's the raw punk crust scene, and there's the metalheads, and there's the skinheads. But Malmö is like small enough for everything to be mixed. It's like a more dirty vibe, I guess, where everyone goes to everyone's shows. So there's fun shows.
You are, of course, playing today at the Refuse Records 30th anniversary. So, of course, we have to talk about that a bit. So, just what are your thoughts on Refuse Records and, well, this whole 3-day shindig?
I mean, we met Robert for the first time in 2004, and in Warsaw, and he's been like a really supportive friend throughout all these years. So yeah, and he's like distributed our records, even though we're not straight edge, and like always been there for us, helping us to book shows and stuff. So we're very loyal towards Robert.
He's like a super power, I think, you know. Sometimes, I mean, I guess there's a lot of people around it to organize such a thing, but sometimes you also have like, you know, these super souls that are just the driver in it, and I think Robert is one of those. So he's been very helpful, and also his
Jenny,
partner Janne, she's been a
who's always released our records.
Yeah, she's released our records and been super supportive as well. So
and they live for hardcore.
Yeah,
both of them. Like you go to their apartment and it's like filled with like record scenes, like unreleased, like boxes. It's like they live and die for this, and glory and pride.
So how do you see the future of Beyond Pink? Like, is there a 5-year plan? But just like, how do you see the future in a bit bigger picture?
Does anyone make 5-year
I don't know, big
Bands,
corporations.
like punk bands do 5-year
Yeah,
plans.
the corporation of Beyond Pink has just about to release the 5-year plan.
First quarter.
Exactly.
That's right.
No, I don't think we have any plans. We'll just
Yeah.
go with the flow, see what happens.
Yeah.
Do one more show, sell our merch, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah,
rid of some
like
stuff.
right now I'm just thinking about today, like getting through this night, playing this show, surviving.
Right.
But I actually think this show also might be like a spark for us, you know, to just get our shit together and start rehearsing more regularly. And I mean, we talked about book a studio to record our songs like last fall.
Yeah.
And that never happened. So, you know, just to be a bit more active and rehearse more.
Yeah, we just need fire in our ass.
Exactly.
I don't think that that's an expression in English, but in Swedish you say that you need eld i röven. Fire in your ass. That's all we need.
To get you moving forward.
Yeah, maybe it's fire under your ass in English, but yeah, I really,
in.
but yeah, I really hope that happens. But what would be like the dream come true for you with Beyond Pink?
I think the dream right now is really, really small. Like, do a good show tonight, not embarrass ourselves. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
for people to mosh. That's the dream. To
Yeah.
play a few shows each year where people mosh hard.
Yeah.
yeah, and when people say like, yeah, you sound so tight, like, I don't know how to put it. But like the last years when we played a lot, people came up to us sometimes and were like, yeah, you did a really good show. And that was like a really good confirmation because we had played for a couple of years then and we had tried to like always become better, but sometimes we felt like, yeah, we will never be very good. So it felt really good when people came up to us and were like, yeah, I didn't expect this from you. I didn't expect it to be like this good.
Also, there's stereotypical thoughts about like female fronted bands, I think. Like, wow, you're really good at your instruments,
Yeah.
but okay.
It might be like that, but also like our own like
Yeah.
self-esteem and stuff like that.
But I think like a realistic view for us would be to have a couple of shows like this one tonight a year and maybe like do smaller tours a couple of times. And that, I think that would be enough for us.
Yeah.
Tack själv.
Tack.